Is that done? Is that done? Is that done? Is that done? It's like repeating class and being weird. It's very weird. Being weird. Oops. And stuff.
Something to the microphone picking up little sounds. While your speaker.
Yeah. It's like a really long delay though. Which is perfect, so that's what we need to Okay. It passed, so it's coming back.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Awesome.
Did anyone else ever get back to you, or
I never heard from
is it just you
anybody.
and
I think it's probably just you and I. I never heard from anybody. So,
I? Okay.
you were just with.
Have some weird, slow delay on everything. So I'm hearing everything twice. Oh,
Hey guys.
hi.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Sorry I'm late. I didn't know that we were meeting. I just really got your email asking if anybody was coming, so.
I just barely got on, so you're perfect time for me.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ann.
Yeah, sorry.
I had work until 8. I thought I was going to get off a little earlier, so I told you to plan for 8, but I worked right up until 8, so.
Yeah. Okay.
So, did anyone get to do all the reading?
I'm pulling it up as we speak. No, we traveled to Georgia this week, so I didn't get any chance to
I went
do
through it a
any.
little, but I wasn't able to. I didn't go through the quiz questions or anything like that. Um,
Well, I did some of it. That's as good as it got this week. It's been kind of a terrible week for me, so.
Yeah, I understand. You did it. You did most of it last week, so
yeah, for real.
too bad.
Yeah, I'm so far behind. I just barely tonight saw the email saying that we are supposed to do the exam on Monday, and I totally didn't even take the exam. So
Oh, crap.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know how that got by me. It didn't pop up on my task list, and I didn't look at my emails or anything else. So
yeah. The new iLearn 3, I had the same problem, but with a different. Like, luckily, I saw it for this class, and it's on the same Connect, and I happened to see it for that class. So, but yeah, it doesn't show up sometimes, and the new iLearn 3, I don't like it. I can't figure anything out. I feel like I'm always late on assignments, and I don't know how I did on them, and
yeah, it's so hard to navigate. I hate it. I've written so many bad reviews of it, but I don't think they really care.
yeah, they don't really care. They're just like, all right, well, figure it out. You don't get a choice in the matter.
Yeah,
But,
I hate the new iLearn. It's annoying.
yeah.
Okay. So, do we want to just get started then?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Number 1, a cumulative wage price spiral which produces very rapid inflation is called 1, anticipated inflation, 2, demand pull inflation, 3, cost push inflation, or 4, hyperinflation. This is one I didn't do.
Okay, so it's 9.3, and types are demand pull usually increases in the price level area. I think it's cost push because it's like, okay. It says inflation also may arise on the supply or cost side of the economy. During some periods in the U.S. economy history, including the mid-1970s, the price level increased even though total spending was not excessive. These periods when output and employment were both declining evidence that total spending was not excessive, while the general price level was rising.
So, okay, that makes sense.
So that's cost push inflation. That sounds like exactly what they said.
Yeah.
Cumulative wage price. Oh wait, a cumulative wage price spiral. Oh, that's not exactly what it said. I'm sorry. I was thinking I read something else.
Mm, Where were you reading that at?
9.3 under types of inflation. So you go down to the graph, and just underneath that, under core push inflation.
Okay.
But there's no hyperinflation.
Mm.
I was just looking at the definitions, and hyperinflation is at the very back in the definitions, and it just says a high increase in inflation. It
Okay.
doesn't specify anything, but it could be very rapid inflation.
So yeah, so wages and prices are spiraling, which is cost push. There's there's inflation, but it doesn't say rapid. That's the only word I don't know about. So, what do you guys think?
So
That one?
further down in 9.5, it says hyperinflation. It says as prices shoot up sharply and unevenly during hyperinflation, people begin to anticipate even more rapid inflation, and normal economic relationships are disrupted. So that says rapid.
Mm-hmm. But does it talk about wage and I don't know. Might need to come back to this one.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Yeah.
We may find it somewhere else.
That sounds good.
What was that?
So that sounds good to me.
Okay.
Okay, so number 2 then. What is an advantage of mild inflation according to some economists? One, it helps helps to close the GDP gap. 2, it reduces the inflation premium. 3, it makes it easier for firms to adjust real wages downward as demand for their product falls. Or 4, it reduces frictional, structural, and cyclical unemployment in the economy to make the economy more productive.
Um, says that. Never mind. Yeah, this one's like freaking. None of this stuff is even making sense to me.
Do we want to move on, or do we want to?
I'm trying to Google it. to try to figure because I couldn't find anything in the freaking chapter. And if you guys want to move on, though, you can. I mean, yeah.
Do you want to keep looking it up while we keep going, or?
Yeah, you could do that.
I think I might have found it.
Yeah? Awesome.
It's in 9.5 all the way at the bottom in the quick review. Second bullet point says, economists argue about the effects of demand pull inflation. Some argue that even mild demand pull inflation, 1 to 3%, reduces the economy's real output. Others say that mild inflation may be a necessary byproduct of the high growing spending that produces high levels of output, full employment, and economic growth.
So it would be the last one. So, it reduces frictional, structural, and
Clinical is cyclical employment.
So number 3. Oh, sorry, 4.
Okay, yeah.
Which one?
Cyclical.
Okay. Alright. I'm good with that.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Okay. So number 3. Inflation is a rise in 1, the general level of prices over time, 2, the standard of living over time, 3, unemployment over time, or 4, real GDP over time.
It's number 1, 9.3 inflation. So, yeah, general level of prices over time.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sorry, I knew that answer. I was going to get it.
No, there you go.
Okay. Number 4. Which of the following measures the changes in the prices of a market basket of some 300 goods and services purchased by typical urban consumers? 1, the GDP price index, 2, the consumer price index, 3, the retail trade survey, or 4, the wholesale price index.
The consumer price index, right? Actually, wait a second. Yeah, the CPI reports the price of market basket of some 300 consumer goods and services that are purchased by a typical urban consumer.
Consumer price index, yep.
Cool. Where'd you find that?
That's,
Use a 9.3 measurement of inflation.
yeah.
Cool. I just want to see it. I not that I trust you.
Yeah, I know. It's good.
Cool.
Okay, number 5. Inflation caused by an increase in aggregate spending is referred to as 1, cost push inflation, 2, anticipated inflation, 3, demand pull inflation, or 4, hyperinflation. And I looked at this under types of inflation.
There's underneath in the quick view, it gives all of them right in a list on that same 9.3.
Under 9.3?
Yeah, go to the
Yeah, okay.
so
So inflation caused by spending, that would be the demand pull inflation, right?
Or it's said on Google, but I can't find it in the reading.
What does aggregate mean?
I know at one point in time.
I think it's
It means a whole formed by combining several elements, is what the real definition is.
Okay, cool. So
it didn't say aggregate specifically.
yeah, but it says collective, which same as
Yeah.
you can synonyms are collective, so that's when it says when an increase in total spending, so collective spending beyond the economy's capacity to produce. Yeah, so
demand pull.
Okay.
so cost push is our next one, right? Oh, sorry.
Oh, the next question. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I have too. Inflation caused by a rise in the price of inputs is referred to as 1. Cost push, 2. Demand pull, 3. Unanticipated inflation, or 4. Hyperinflation. And
Yeah, cost push definition is inflation occurs when factors such as rapid increase in the prices of imported raw materials drive up per unit production cost at each level of output. Higher costs push the price levels upwards.
All right. Cost push.
okay, number 7 then.
Yeah.
Assume that there is a fixed rate of interest on contracts for borrowers and lenders. If unanticipated inflation occurs in the economy, then 1. Both lenders and borrowers benefit. 2. Both lenders and borrowers are hurt. 3. Borrowers are hurt, but lenders benefit. Or 4. Lenders are hurt, but borrowers benefit. And I found this one under 9.4. There's a section called Who is Hurt by Inflation? And under creditors, it says unanticipated inflation harms creditors or lenders. And then a little bit further down it says debtors. Unanticipated inflation benefits debtors or borrowers. So I said number 4.
That sounds right.
That makes sense because if you buy a house, inflation goes up. Your house is actually worth more than what you have to pay for it. So
yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So no. Number 8 then?
Yep.
Okay. The recurrent ups and downs in the level of economic activity extends over several years are referred to as 1. Economic phases, 2. Business startups, 3. Business cycles, or 4. Non-cyclical fluctuations.
9.1, the first definition we're given is recurring increases and decreases in the level of economic activity for periods of years consists of peak, recession, trough, and expansion phases. And that's business cycles.
You nailed it.
That's what
That was quick.
Okay. Number 9 then?
Yeah.
A trough in the business cycle occurs when 1. Cyclical unemployment is at a minimum point, 2. employment and output reach their lowest levels. 3, the natural rate of unemployment is at minimum point. Or 4, the inflation rate is at its lowest level. This is also 9.1.
Yep, it's right down below it.
So it's with a trough bullet point.
So
Yeah.
fourth option then.
So employment and output reach their lowest levels. Number 2.
Are you ready to go on?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 10. Most economists agree that the immediate cause of the majority of cyclical changes in the level of real output is unexpected changes in 1. Level of total spending, 2. Rate of unemployment, 3. Rate of inflation, 4. Stock market price indexes. I'm just assuming it's under causation at a first glance, but I don't know where.
Yeah, I'm just reading through the
Most economists agree that the immediate cause of the large majority of cyclical changes in the level of real output and unemployment is unexpected changes in the level of total spending.
Awesome.
nice. $11?
Okay. Are we ready for 11 then?
Yep.
Okay. The Great Recession that started in 2007 was triggered by shocks in which of the following economic sectors? 1. Gold market and stock market. 2. International trade and foreign exchange markets. 3. Real estate and financial markets. 4. Consumer and government spending. And then underneath the bullet points under causation at a first glance, it says the severe recession of 2007 to 2009 was precipitated by a combination of excessive money and financial frenzy that overvalued real estate and unsustainable mortgage debt. So I said real estate and financial markets, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good.
okay. So number 12. The unemployment rate is interpreted as the percentage of the 1. Adult population who are unemployed, 2. Labor force that are not employed, 3. Able-bodied population who are not working, or 4. Workforce that have been laid off.
Unemployed at any time. Employment rate. Yeah, so the definition says the percentage of labor force unemployed at any time.
Yeah.
So 2.
For some reason I have number 3 marked, but I could just have been crazy when I was doing this at work the other day.
Which one? On number 12?
Number 12. Yeah, I guess 2 is the right one. I'm not seeing where I got number 3, so.
Um,
13.
Yep. Which of the following is the correct way to calculate the unemployment rate? 1. Unemployed divided by population times 100. 2. Unemployed divided by labor force times 100. 3. Labor force divided by population times 100. Or 4. Labor force divided by unemployed times 100. On that one,
second one.
Yep, 9.2, so the second one.
yeah, the second one is what I have to. Okay, so number 14.
Yep.
Okay, number 14. In calculating the unemployment rate, discouraged workers who are not actively seeking employment are 1. Excluded from the labor force. 2. Included as part of the unemployed. 3. Treated the same as part-time workers. Or 4. Used to determine the size of the labor force. And 9.2, there's a bullet that has discouraged workers as a title. And it says you must be actively seeking work in order to be counted as unemployed. An unemployed individual who is not actively seeking employment is classified as not in the labor force. So they are excluded.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
Okay. Number 15.
Yeah.
Yes.
In calculating the unemployment rate, part-time workers are 1. Counted as unemployed because they are not working full-time. 2. Counted as employed because they are receiving payment for work. 3. Used to determine the size of the labor force, but not the unemployment rate. Or 4. Treated the same as discouraged workers who are not actively seeking employment.
So the BLS lists all part-time workers as fully employed. And 9.2.
Sorry, what was
Says it. No, where did it say it?
that?
Says
Okay.
it count them as employed.
Okay, so number 2. Okay. You ready for number 16 now?
Yeah.
Wait, what did you guys put?
I put number 2, counted as employed because they are receiving payment for work.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Number 16. Cert and wait unemployment is another way to describe 1. Non-cyclical unemployment. 2. Cyclical unemployment. 3. Frictional unemployment. Or 4. Structural unemployment. And I have I found that under frictional unemployment. It says somewhere.
Yeah. It consists of search unemployment and wait unemployment for workers who are either searching for jobs or waiting to take jobs.
Okay, so that was number 3 then. Number 17.
Sorry, what was that one? I was reading something else.
Number 16, search and weight unemployment is another way to describe frictional unemployment.
Frictional unemployment. Okay, sorry, I was reading something else and got distracted.
No worries.
I was just reading another section. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so number 17 then is full unemployment refers to the situation when there is 1, 100% employment in the labor force, 2, 0% unemployment rate, 3, no frictional or structural unemployment, or 4, no cyclical unemployment. And then a little bit further down it says definition of employment. Definition of full employment. It says at the end of that first paragraph, it says that is full employment occurs when there is no cyclical unemployment. So I picked number 4.
Okay.
Okay, number 18. Okay. The one quirk that labor markets have, which help explains why unemployment goes up so much in a recession, is that 1. A price floor called the minimum wage law exists for the labor market. 2. Wages are flexible upward but sticky downward. Firms are demanders of labor rather than suppliers. Or 4. Machines could replace humans in the labor market. And this one I found in the consider this box. It says downwardly sticky wages and unemployment. But they said essentially like we're willing to take raises, but we don't like to take like pay cuts. So we are unwilling to take a pay cut in a recession. So that's why unemployment goes up so much in a recession.
So it's the second one?
Sorry, what?
So it's the second one?
Yeah, wages are flexible upward but sticky downward.
Okay.
Thanks. Good find.
Okay. Okay. Number 19, if the consumer price index for a certain year is 120, this means the average price of consumer items in that year was 1, 20% higher than the average price in the base period, 2, about $120 per basket of consumer goods and services, 3, 120% higher than average price in the base period 1982 to 84, or number 4, 20% higher than the average price of the preceding year. So I was just looking at measurement of inflation in 9.3 with the equation there, but I don't know if that's the right place to look.
That's where I'm looking, but it's not really giving me an answer to that. Okay, it kind of explains it.
Okay, so for example, if CPI was indexed to the year 2000, the index would be, the index would in 2000 be 100. If in 2001 the index was now at 102, this would represent a 2% inflation in the basket of goods. So for us, it would be a 20% inflation in the basket of goods.
Where'd you find that?
Google.
Oh, nice. Man.
So which
20%
one?
high. 20% higher than the average price of the
Oh.
preceding year.
It would be in the base period, wouldn't it?
Yep, base period of 1982 to 84. Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Number 20. The unemployment rate in an economy is 6%. The total population of the economy is 290 million, and the size of the civilian labor force is 150 million. The number of unemployed workers in the economy is 1, 6 million, 2, 9 million, 3, 12 million, and 4, 24 million. And I just used the equation that was in the earlier one, was unemployed divided by labor force times 100. So I just did X over 150 million is equal to 6%. Because we don't know how many unemployed there are, but we know the labor force and we know what the rate is. So I came out with 9 million for my.
Yep, 9 million.
Okay.
Math.
Nice. All right, so the only one we had problems with was question 1, right?
Yeah. We can all pick a different one and find out who's right.
Okay.
And we could also, one person just submit their test and then check our answers.
Cumulative wage price.
I have everything written down on paper again, but I can do that really fast.
I can submit if you're on paper.
Yeah. I print it out because I do it at work, like when I have little gaps in time, and
Uh-huh.
I just don't ever.
Okay, submit. It's hyperinflation.
Hyperinflation is correct.
Yep, and we missed number 2 as well. What is an advantage of mild inflation according to some economists?
Number 2 is what?
The question is, what is an advantage of mild inflation according to some economists? And I told us there was D, it reduces frictional structure, but the correct answer is C, it makes it easier for firms to adjust real wages downward as demand for their product fall.
Okay. Dang it, I already submitted mine anyway. I should have just listened.
Oh,
Oh, dang it. That was dumb of me.
but we got all the rest right, so it's just the first 2, so we still got 90 on the quiz.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Awesome.
All right.
Well, my battery's about to die on me, so I need to.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, thanks.
Thanks.
guys.
Yeah, thanks
have a good day.
thanks for waiting. We'll talk to you next week.
That
Sounds
sounds good. See you
All right.
later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.